Once again, I'm hanging out with Mark Friedlander. He is with the Insurance Information Institute, and we're talking hurricane preparedness. Now we're going to talk about how you can make your house a little bit more storm resilient, follow up on insurance and stuff like that. So, Mark, once again, thank you for joining us and sharing this information. But let's go house and making it storm resilient. What do we need to do?
Well, the first thing is it's always a good idea to make sure your roof is in good shape. Talk to a licensed and bonded contractor, check out your roof, make sure it is ready for severe storm winds, because we call the roof the first line of defense for your home. If the roof goes, you're in a lot of trouble. Your entire home could be destroyed just because of a bad roof. So that's really the place to start.
All right, Mark, what are 3 tips you can offer to make your home more resilient?
Well, here are the steps homeowners could take, Rance. Get roof tie downs, storm shutters, and wind-rated garage doors as well. Those are 3 great tips that any homeowner could take and implement, and they're not real expensive, but they will greatly enhance the resiliency to your home.
A big thing is when it comes to insurance. Now, a lot of people initially, they're like, well, storms never hit us, or they've hit it's so infrequent. I don't want to pay for the insurance, whether it be hurricane or flooding, but you advise against that mode of thinking, correct?
Absolutely. Insurance is all about financial protection, Rams. And we tell people, get an annual insurance checkup. Make sure you have the right amount and levels of insurance. For example, if your home's destroyed, you want to make sure you have enough coverage to completely rebuild your home, that it's not just to pay the mortgage, but you need to have coverage so that it completely can be rebuilt with today's dollars. Say the home was built 20 years ago, it's going to cost more today to rebuild it than it would have when you first bought the house.
And having said that, a lot of people's like, well, this covers the amount of my home and stuff, but maybe you've made upgrades that haven't been noted in your insurance policy. So you're like, oh, well, they're going to give me, throwing out a number, 100,000. Well, it could be 150,000. And yeah, that 100,000 pays for this, but you're on the hook for the other 50. Is that right?
Correct. You want to make sure everything in your home is also covered. Make sure you have a complete inventory of your possessions and make sure you have the appropriate level of coverage to replace those possessions. All the electronics people have today, just think of how much that costs. You want to make sure you are protected. Have a photo inventory or even a video inventory of that available. So if you do need to make a claim, it will make the process much easier.
Well, we touched on auto insurance and being comprehensive. What are some thoughts on flood insurance?
A lot of homeowners here in Northeast Florida think they are covered for flood because they have hurricane wind damage protection, but your hurricane portion of your homeowner's policy does not cover flood. That's a separate policy, and it's really important because 90% of natural disasters in the U.S. involve flooding, and we've seen significant flooding here in Florida during many storms. We remember Hurricane Matthew back in 16, Hurricane Irma in 17, where entire portions of the city of Jacksonville were underwater, as well as St. Augustine. Remember how bad it was there in historic St. Augustine. You need to have flood protection because there's a good chance flood is going to be a significant element of any storm that hits our area.
And one more thought I have about insurance. Home insurance, auto insurance, technically separate. So how do we make sure that both are covered in the event of a hurricane?
One thing that many folks don't realize is you need comprehensive auto coverage to cover any storm damage to your vehicle. It's an optional coverage. About 80% of drivers carry it, and it covers all non-collision damage. So it covers flood to your vehicle, covers if trees fall on the vehicle, anything you could think of that is non-collision, a fire to your vehicle, for example, even windshields. Your windshield gets broken, you need to replace a windshield. That's covered by auto insurance, comprehensive auto insurance specifically. And in Florida, you don't even have a deductible for a windshield repair. So it's really a great optional coverage to have.
Well, Mark, that is all great from information that you have shared with us. But if people maybe miss nuggets here and there, and they want to get a little refresher on the quick, where would they find you online?
They could come to our website, iii.org. We have a great library of resources for preparation for hurricane season, as well as tips on your insurance coverage.
Awesome. Well, Mark, thanks again for sharing this information, and best believe I am taking notes.
Thanks, Rance. Appreciate it.